Hi, we're here with Dylan and Dave Shank of fitness studio CrossTrain LA and CrossTrain.com. Hi guys.
Hey, how's it
What's going on? And Theo, we have Theo the baby here today. He insisted on being on camera, and they have another one asleep upstairs. You guys are busy.
Yeah, we don't value sleep.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you ever sleep?
Well, someone was asking us that the other day. I said if we get between 4 and 6 hours, like that's great.
It's enough?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about CrossTrain LA. So you're a fitness studio, but it's a little different than most fitness studios. Tell me about the plan of the business plan.
Well, there's a little bit of a history behind it. I mean, so basically, I was a personal trainer. Dylan was a Pilates instructor when we started dating, and we basically started cross-training with each other. And that was kind of our first introduction, really, to an organized cross-training model of working with different exercise disciplines. And we loved it. It felt great for our bodies, and we started getting our clients to do it.
And
too, I was gonna say it's really important because the people who were taking Pilates with me were only taking or only doing Pilates and not doing any high intensity training. And then likewise, his clients weren't interested in doing Pilates or any kind of really core strengthening because it's really like, yeah, it's once you get into one thing, you're like, oh, I do Pilates or oh, I do this. And it's like, it's really challenging to get people to see the crossover, especially when it's not built into their specific workout schedule.
Right.
So that's what we discovered is like, wow, like there really is something to cross-training Monday through Saturday.
And the idea of cross-training is different exercises every other day, or how exactly?
Well, I mean, cross-training really came out of athletics. Like, you'd see, like, a lot of runners that would cross-train. Originally, like, in the 80s, cross-training with, like, cycling and things like that, just as a way to avoid injury. And there's a lot of studies that showed they were actually getting benefits even in their sports from cross-training. But then the fitness industry has kind of evolved from there to where it's like, it's really almost cross-training is synonymous with change. And that's not like a really helpful word because you could literally do squats on Monday and lunges on Tuesday, and that's really not what we're trying to do.
Right.
Because, yeah, we're trying to place different stress loads on the body. We're trying to move the body in different ways, breathe in different ways, focusing on different points throughout the week in order to maximize the amount of results that we can have. And that's where strength and conditioning, followed by Pilates, and then even incorporating yoga on the weekends
has the full spectrum.
Yeah, it gets the full spectrum of what we're trying to do.
So you guys were individual trainers, you met, and you said, let's do something together. Let's put this idea into motion and be able to help people cross-train at our own studio.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think it's quite that. Like,
it wasn't that
simple.
Yeah, it really was organic. I mean, in the sense, like we started like organizing our workouts together. Like, hey, train me. Okay, I'll train you. And then let's go take a power yoga class in Santa Monica and to end our week. I mean, it really was that simple. And then pretty soon, like, this is great. Like, let's get our clients onto it. And our clients, like as Dylan was saying, that we're not cross-training outside of their, like, just the one discipline that one of us was working with them on. I'm starting getting more results that way, too.
Right.
And the next thing you know, we're, like, in a situation where, like, all right, I mean, baby, etc. Like, we need to open up our own place. And the whole model just took off from there.
Right. And Theo's the second child. You have Charlotte, who's 19 months, right?
She'll be 2 next month.
I remember starting at your gym, and Charlotte was very young. So did you open the gym before the baby came, or did the baby come first?
So we had another job that we were just working at. I was doing all the marketing, and Dave was working as a trainer. And so we actually got pregnant while we were working at that place.
Okay.
Well, it turns out our boss wasn't so happy that I was going to be working less, and I was very sick, and I was having like a lot of issues just even within the first few months, and we realized like this is just not, it's not going to work, it's not feasible, like we need to be making money without physically working was the thing. So that was kind of the push to like, we have to do this now, and we have like 6 months or less to become successful.
It really was.
So yeah, we were driving, I remember like, it was a full-time job looking for our location, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. I'm pregnant, Dave's driving around, like looking at places, getting it approved by the city, like, is this the right zoning? Does it have enough parking? Like, all of those issues. And it took us, I think, 2 solid months to find a physical location, and then another 2 months.
Working literally like 7 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah. And then another 2 months after that to launch.
Right.
And then we launched in January.
Right. Of 2012? Okay. And then, so now you've expanded from the fitness studio to CrossTrain.com. Would talk a little bit about that.
So, I mean, basically our original, I mean, everything's evolved. Like, of course, like we had our original idea, and like I think you interact with people and you realize, okay, like the original idea stays intact, but like here's how we can evolve to make it more functional or fit. But CrossTrain.com originally was just like, hey, let's film at the studio, and let's give people an opportunity in Ohio or wherever they're at to like join a fitness location in Hollywood, right? That was like the idea, like join our studio, work out with our classes daily, on a daily basis. But what we found really, what people really were looking for, they wanted a more personal interaction. And so really it went from that, kind of evolved into like us taking our classes, what we're doing with our classes still on a day, he's trying to eat my hand, on a day-by-day basis. But just giving it much more of a personal interaction between Dylan and I, or individually, Dylan or myself, giving the audience basically the same workout and just really interacting on a personal level with them.
Right.
But still, it's in a sense, they're still following the fitness philosophy and the classes that we're doing at CrossTrain LA, but we're just taking it, putting it online, and giving it much more personal approach.
Well, and it's so smart because now everybody is just so busy and they can't necessarily always get to the studio, or they can't, fitting in a workout. You guys say to me all the time, you can do it, you can find time to do it, and now bringing it to people's homes and giving them that access. And I think what's also amazing that you guys have been able to do is build this sort of hub for recipes and tracking your actual, weight loss and your measurements, and then actually giving the workouts. It's almost like having a personal trainer and nutritionist all in one.
There you go. You can start marketing for us.
I know,
That's what
right?
we say right there, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that really is what we're trying to do online. Like, anyone can find 30 minutes to work out, but your nutrition is something that follows you from the time you wake up until the time you go to bed. So I think that is really challenging for a lot of people. So to have the accountability of, okay, you have your 2 trainers. They know what we're doing. It's a very personal site. We're putting out blogs and our social media and stuff so people know what we're eating, when we're working out, and they're able to follow that as much as they want to, and hopefully as closely to what we're doing as possible. So we post all of our food on there, everything we eat. We post our workouts, which obviously we're doing ourselves, plus putting all of our clients at the studio through them as well. So I feel like people can really tap into what is going on. Like, there are some other online studios which it's like, okay, come here, enter your weight, do this, and now here's 100 different workouts you can choose from.
Right.
Whereas for us, it's like, here is our workout that we did today. This is what we want you to do. You don't have a choice.
That's a good point.
It's smart.
That's a good point, because actually even with our physical location and with CrossTrain.com, I think that's one of the things that we realized just kind of about us as human beings is that, first of all, if we come to a place to get help, especially like when it comes to health and fitness, like the last thing we want is to then get thrown 1,000 different options. Like, we want literally someone to say, okay, hey, I'm the authority, I'm the expert, and thank you for coming here, you are a guest, and we're going to take care of you. I mean, that's really what...
They trust you.
And they trust you, yeah. And so like once we've earned that trust and we've shown that we have the right credentials to be an authority in this position, that's our goal, is to say, you know what, now this is one less thing you have to worry about. We're going to take care of you. Is it going to take work? Yeah, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot, but it's not going to take a lot of mental, like you can literally...
You just have to show up.
You just got to show up and do it. And so I think with CrossTrain.com or with CrossTrain LA, we've really tried to run away from the typical fitness model, which is... It's
Tons of choices.
Tons of choices. It's like, hey, you got a 6 a.m. yoga class, a 9:30 spin class, 11:30 boot camp class, and it's just kind of like you kind of play around with that and you try to figure out how to work your schedule. We're literally trying to run a...
Bless you.
Bless you, Theo. We've really tried to run a program, and we've also tried to get out of just the fitness model in general, which I think is always trying to like follow the latest trend, and we're a results-driven place.